Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the commencement ceremonies for the class of 2018. At this time, please rise as we welcome the South Windsor Fire Department Honor Guard.
Would everyone please remain standing as the senior chorus performs their rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, and again, thank you to the South Windsor Fire Department Honor Guard for presenting the colors.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you again to the members of the Honor Guard and our student musicians under the leadership of Mr. Martineau and Mr. Verastro. And I would also like to thank Ed Duclos for creating the slideshow that played before the ceremony this evening. Again, good evening and welcome to the South Windsor High School commencement for 2018. My name is Daniel Sullivan and I am the principal, and it is my privilege to welcome all of you. As we get started, I'd like to recognize some of the people joining us on this most special occasion. In the audience, we have Deputy Mayor Andrew Paterna. It's okay to clap. State Representatives Tom Delnicki and Jeff Curry. Councilors Audrey Delnicki and Lisa Manili. Joining us on stage, we have Board of Education Chairman Craig Zimmerman. Vice Chairwoman Jessica Waterhouse. Secretary David Joy. Board members Arthur Aducci, Reverend Michael Gonzalez, Rick Starr, and Michael Perret. Superintendent of Schools Dr. Kate Carter. Assistant Superintendents Colin McNamara and Cheryl Mortensen. The Director of Finance and Operations, Chris Chimerka. Associate Principals, Tara Harlow, Melissa Morgan Hostetler, and Andrew Kuckel. The Director of Physical Education, Health, and Athletics, Dave Satulik. Your Grand Marshal, Jamie Giaconetta. Your senior class advisors, Sue Mazzona and Carolyn Andrews. And we have many members of the faculty with us this evening. Could the members of the faculty please stand and be recognized for the many contributions you have made to the success of our students? And as I ask every year, if you too graduated South Windsor High School, please stand and be recognized. You're always a Bobcat. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce that we have 337 students that comprise the graduating class of 2018. Congratulations on a job well done. And at this time, I invite Dr. Carter to the podium for her welcoming remarks. Dr. Carter.
Good evening. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome our graduates, parents, family members, friends, community members, Chairman Zimmerman and Board of Education members, Deputy Mayor Paterna and town councilors, State Representatives Jeff Curry and Tom Delnicki, administrators, faculty, and staff to the 2018 South Windsor High School commencement ceremony. For the past 8 years, I have incorporated into all of my graduation speeches the following guidance to our graduates. Be gracious, be grateful, and above all, be kind. It is my steadfast commitment to this message and the timeless nature of this guidance that has led to its perennial presence in my remarks. In fact, all of my public remarks contain the overarching theme of kindness. When asked this year by Timothy Edwards Middle School students to submit a favorite poem to their literary arts publication, I did not look to the more renowned poets such as Shakespeare, Hughes, or Dickinson. Instead, I shared a simple anonymous poem that is found within a cross-stitch sampler that I keep on my desk. It reads, "Rules for today. A little more laughter, a little less worry. A little more kindness, a little less hurry." These are very simple and unassuming words, yet they hold a great deal of sophistication and wisdom. Certainly, we would all be better served by a world with more laughter and kindness and less worry and hurry. As your superintendent of schools, I fulfill many roles, including the title Worrier-in-Chief. Parents, we are partners in educating your children, and I try my best to lighten your load by doing some of the worrying for you. At the same time, with our over 4,300 students and almost 700 staff reporting to our schools each day, the pace of my schedule does not lend itself to less hurry. Admittedly, my job precludes me from embodying the very message I am promoting, but it does not deter me from urging others to adopt this 4-line mantra. A little more laughter, a little less worry, a little more kindness, a little less hurry. The message of slowing down is particularly timely for our graduates. You are off to great adventures, either through college, the workforce, or serving our country. It may be difficult to slow down during a time when so many facets of your life are speeding up. But as you go out into the world, I urge you to slow down, to look up from your screens, and take time to interact with the people and the world around you. Each of you has the capacity to bring more of the aforementioned kindness and laughter that is so needed in the world today, and I have great faith that the class of 2018 will embrace every opportunity to do so. Graduates, tonight launches a new chapter in your lives, one that will involve lifelong learning, developing workplace skills, earning degrees, attaining jobs, launching careers, gaining promotions, all critically important achievements to be sure. But the most important metric against which society should measure your success is your capacity for kindness. You are just beginning your adult lives, and your focus right now is preparing for your professional future. But I can assure you, as your journey in this life unfolds, it will be your capacity for kindness that will say the most about who you are. I close my remarks this evening by asking the class of 2018 to show your gratitude for parents, grandparents, siblings, teachers, coaches, counselors, administrators, neighbors, and friends who have shown you kindness and offered you unconditional love throughout your years in school. Graduates, please stand and join me in a round of applause for these special people.
Thank you, Dr. Carter. At this time, the chairman of the South Windsor Board of Education, Mr. Craig Zimmerman.
On behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight, all the graduating seniors of the class of 2018, their families and friends, the administration led by Dr. Carter, and all our teachers and school personnel. At this time, would all teachers, school administrators, and school staff members please stand, whether you work in South Windsor or for another school district. And I know we did it earlier, but how about a long round of applause for all of these people who've dedicated their lives to this very important profession, many of whom have meant so much to each of tonight's graduates. A few of your classmates have graduated early, some to get an early start on their military obligations, and are therefore not here for this ceremony. How about a round of applause to recognize them and their service? Tonight we will hear from Mr. Sullivan and some selected South Windsor High School students about the class of 2018. I've gotten to know many of you through your participation in sports since you were in middle school. I can't begin to tell you how impressed I've been with your growth since those early days. This is truly an outstanding group of talented and caring young men and women. Each of the graduating seniors here tonight should be filled with great pride. This is truly one of those nights, one of those accomplishments that you will remember for the rest of your lives. I can remember sitting like you are tonight about 40 years ago when I also graduated from South Windsor High School. In my speech at the 2016 graduation ceremony, I tried to give some advice to each of those graduates based upon my experience, which I'd like to generally repeat tonight. Number one, time goes very quickly, so make sure that you live each and every day to its fullest. Number two, while having a good idea or plan of what you want to accomplish in life is a good thing, be open to new ideas. Be willing to step outside of your comfort lane on occasion. When I first decided to pursue being on the Board of Education, I had to overcome some doubts about the election process, about going door to door, answering questions and asking people for their support, and doing things like giving speeches in front of large crowds, something that's not normally in my comfort zone. Number three, find a way to give back to your community. I've found that the person that helps others often benefits themselves. Number four, learn and understand about the time value of money invested. You'll appreciate this a little bit more when you're thinking about retiring. And number five, try to surround yourself with family and close friends. The special accomplishments you will have in life are even better if shared with those you love and are close to. I'd like to end on a lighter note with a quote from a Dr. Seuss book that goes this way: "Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You are on your own and you know what you know. You are the guy who will decide where to go." In closing, on behalf of the entire Board of Education, congratulations to all of tonight's graduating seniors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Over the last year or so, 7 members of this class have painted inspirational quotes around our building as part of both a capstone project and the Paint for Positivity Club. I'd like to begin by thanking Talea Kwaja, Cyrus Sheikh, Hira Javed, Sarah Karasik, Yusra Khan, Eva Lewis, and Eugenia Yee. Thank you for painting those messages throughout our building. I am grateful for your work because I know that those quotes helped lift me up on the harder days, and I'm sure they've done the same for many of you. Your efforts also align nicely with the three-word tagline of South Windsor High School: dream, achieve, and inspire. One quote that I do not believe I've seen above a locker, but should be, is have big dreams, you will grow into them. When you were born, somewhere around the turn of the new millennium, your parents had many dreams for you. They dreamt about all of the great things you would do together, and those dreams started to evolve as you grew older. Then you started having dreams of your own. Perhaps you dreamed of being a Broadway actress, or an astronaut, a hip-hop artist, or a professional athlete. Then life came more into focus, and you had to think more short-term and specific. Maybe you dreamt about performing in the high school band or choral spectrum, being a member of the robotics team, the high school hockey team, or the swim team. For many of you, those dreams became reality. So what did it take to turn those dreams into achievements? Undoubtedly, a lot of time and a lot of effort. But I also hope that there were many happy and proud moments, mixed in with the blood, the sweat, and the tears. And after all, we're talking about dreams, not nightmares. We all know that life is about success and failure, and you need to experience both in order to reach high-level achievements. And many members of this class have clearly compiled a list of achievements, both individually and as part of a group. The Science Olympiad had a successful year with a first-place finish at the Brown Invitational and a second-place finish in the state tournament. Congratulations to Bhavna Gunda, Eugenia Yee, Sarah Karasik, Hannah Leibowitz, Sai Manzani, and Tom Starelki for multiple years of success. The math team enjoyed 4 years of success and appreciates the contributions of Carter Cobb, who earned the Albin Kozakowski Award as one of the top math competitors in the state and was a member of the American Legion All-State Math League for the last 3 years. Congratulations, Carter. Bobcat Robotics, led by the Drive team of Isaac Bates and Adam Zen, and co-captains Elliot Bushman and Vinny Atanisi, Team 177 qualified for the World Championships in Detroit after winning the Hartford competition and finishing third in New England. Then there was the Model UN at the Harvard competition in Boston. Emma Luxemburg was selected as a student moderator for disarmament and international security. Bazila Munir, Innovation Award for Environmental Program. Simon Asani, Bhavna Gunda for the Innovation Award for World Health. Abigail Borden, Griffin Cox, and Noah Frank, Best Delegation, Special Committee on International Cybercrimes. Congratulations. We have a few entrepreneurs in the house. Yusra Khan owns her own business, and Ankit Saini, Brendan Mabey, and Michael DaCosta founded Transit to College, which helps students with the college application and financial aid process. Great job. In the arts, Choral Spectrum, 3 gold medals, 2 Best Band Awards, Best Female Soloist at the Central Mass Show Choir Festival, Natalie Pelletier, Best Female Soloist, Kate Marchesalt, and Grand Champions at the Nutmeg Show Choir Festival. Great job to Spectrum. Not to be outdone, we had a few members of this class in the All New England Orchestra, including Rachel Hemke on the trumpet, Kevin Liu on the violin. Simon Asani was selected to the All New England and Eastern Regional Orchestra on the viola. Megan Cloutier selected to All New England, All State, and the Eastern Regional Orchestra on the cello. And Thomas Strelecki selected to the Eastern Regional Orchestra on the violin. Kayla Elke, Eva Lewis, and Emma Simone were selected for the Eastern Region Chorus as sopranos. And William Sparks was selected to the Eastern Region Choir as a bass. Athletically, we had 43 seniors named All-Conference, including 4 who earned All-Conference in 2 sports: Izzy Erickson, Kelly Cozen, Jason Ray, and Patrick Bell. 11 All-State athletes, Gabby Inkel, Alyssa Martin, Hassan Azim, Dylan Hodge. We had Patrick Bell, who is Class L state champion in the pole vault. Tyler Branscombe, named Most Outstanding Swimmer at the CCC East Meet, nominated Connecticut Swimmer of the Year, Class L state champion in the 100, Class L champion in the 200, State Open champion in the 100 freestyle. Great job, Tyler. Sarika Gavani, All-State Gymnastics. Then we also had Michael Gorb, Max Iacovelli, Nathan Grivers as both All-State and All-Academic, and William Nowak, All-State. Our hockey team, our softball team, and our baseball team all advanced to the quarterfinals of the state tournament. Boys volleyball played in the state semifinal, and the football team won the first playoff game in school history and also advanced to the state semifinals. Perhaps most importantly, this class excelled academically. 88 members of the class are recognized as distinguished scholars, meaning you earned a 4-year GPA of 3.67 or higher. Great job. We had one national merit finalist, Carter Cobb. 2 semifinalists, Sai Manasani and Nathan Wetherill. And we have 17 students who will enroll at UConn with the benefit of a merit scholarship. Over the past 4 years, we've shared great moments together, including the soccer game under the lights at Rye Street, the football game against Southington, and the playoff game in East Hartford, numerous concerts, plays, dances, proms, and the volleyball marathon. Time goes by quick. But I'm also proud to say that our school has been recognized as one of the top high schools in the country by U.S. News and World Reports. Thank you for that contribution. The last word in our tagline is as important as the first two, inspired. In fact, the cover of the yearbook was one word that stands out above all others, luminary. You have looked to others for inspiration throughout your lives. Complete strangers have inspired you by their words and their actions. But more importantly, you have inspired others. A round of applause if a teacher or coach has inspired you. If you were inspired by your mother, your father, or your sibling, or another relative in the audience tonight, please give them a round of applause. In a few months, members of this class will begin the next chapter. For some, it will begin in our home state of Connecticut. For others, in New England, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, or Rhode Island. Then we have the more adventurous types who will go out to destinations including Washington, D.C., Utah, Maryland, Colorado, Florida, and Toronto. We have 5 students planning to serve our country after graduation, including Taylor Pavan in the Air National Guard, Charles Lowe, Chris Rempel, and Marco Gorman in the United States Coast Guard, Brandon Pulford in the Army, and I'd also like to recognize Ben Custer, who received his diploma in January and is currently training in Arizona. Thank you for your service. We also have Isaac Bates, who will enter the United States Air Force Academy later this month. Isaac, please stand and be recognized. But you're at the point in your life where you too have inspired others. You've inspired me time and time again, not because of the achievements I just listed, but in the way you carry yourself every day. As I gathered information for tonight, it became clear to me that many of you are the friend that people want to have. You lift your classmates up with a word or a smile. You are kind, you are honest, and you give back. In fact, we have 3 volunteer firefighters in this class, Sarah Cooney, Allison Sheldon, and Jackson Reed. Please stand to be recognized. Brendan Elliott is a licensed EMT, and because of his service, he even missed a different senior activity. Brendan, please stand to be recognized. We have Nick Galasso, Flori Martina, Sai Manasani, Hannah Abernathy, and Emma Luxembourg, who have all traveled away from South Windsor to help others in our country and around the world. Thank you for your volunteer service. Life is going to get complicated in the months and years to come, but I am confident that you will make the right decisions to achieve your dreams. Congratulations, and please keep leading a life where your actions will inspire others. At this time, I invite Tara Harlow to the podium.
Driven and focused. These are words that have been used to describe Hannah Leibowitz, the salutatorian of the class of 2018. Growing up, Hannah never felt pressure from her parents to be the best, but instead heard the message to be your best. In addition to her academic success, Hannah played lead soccer and took advantage of many clubs and activities the high school has to offer. She loves to read, averaging 5 books a week in the summer. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Hannah's contribution to the high school's new summer reading program. This year, 3 students worked on a committee to redesign the summer reading program for the high school. Hannah launched the pilot for this program and initiated the development of the student committee, which as a whole read over 50 books. As a result, every student and teacher in the high school will be reading one of 15 books this summer and will participate in a school-wide book discussion in the fall. All of this is a result of Hannah's vision to making the new summer reading program more effective and inclusive of the interests of all our students. Hannah's favorite book is called Six of Crows, a fantasy novel where a team of anti-heroes work together to kidnap a scientist for a large sum of money. Her favorite character is the main character, a thief named Caxbrecker. When I asked her why she liked him so much, she said, "He is young, a genius, and has been able to turn his weaknesses into strengths, which is what I've been trying to do for 12 years. Most adults don't figure this out their entire life, and this 18-year-old has learned to recognize one's weakness and focus on improving them as a path to success. It has clearly worked for her. Hannah's ultimate career goal is to be a pediatrician. In the fall, she will enroll in Stony Brook University, majoring in biology and psychology. When I questioned her on why she was committing to 2 majors, she reminded me she already has half of her general education requirements done from the 11 AP courses she has successfully completed, so she might as well have 2 majors. While her drive, passion for learning, and potential are evident, it is her kind heart and realistic outlook on life that are most inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen, the salutatorian of the class of 2018, Hannah Leibowitz.
Good evening, distinguished guests, family members, teachers, administrators, and the graduating class of 2018. Let's take a moment to look back and reflect. It's been 13 years since our first day of school. 13 years of hard work and dedication. 13 years of 90-degree heat without air conditioning and not understanding when we'll use this in real life. 13 long years, nearly 3/4 of our lives, and yet some of it went by too fast. 13 years ago, we attended our first day of kindergarten. I can't remember that day, but perhaps some of you can. Some of us went to Wapping, others to Eli Terry, some to Pleasant Valley, still others to Philip R. Smith, and yet even more went to schools outside of South Windsor. I went to Orchard Hill Elementary School, where we had high standards and goodwill. This day, for all of us, marks the beginning of a new chapter in our lives, one that ends today on this stage. 11 years ago, in 2nd grade, I had a teacher named Miss Bear. Every year, she would raise ducklings from eggs with her class. We would go outside and fill a kiddie pool with water for them to swim around in, our own makeshift pond. I still have an old picture she took of me and my best friend, Sarah Muchik, holding 2 ducklings in our laps. This year was the first time I could remember having a best friend, someone I will be friends with for years to come. 8 years ago in 5th grade, we all participated in the Civil War encampment after watching it for 5 years. My 5th grade teacher, Mr. Smithhorn, would always dress as a Confederate soldier, blocking the way of the Union soldiers with a flag during the Bucket Brigade. Winning didn't matter, though, to us. We all laughed and cheered regardless. 8 years ago, we left our elementary schools and got ready to face middle school, a place filled with unknown places. the first time we would all be together. 7 years ago, we spent the day racing catamaran boats. We built ourselves in the wood shop. 6 years ago, we built and launched bottle rockets in science class and spent EYH Day outside playing sports or inside with more artistic pursuits. 5 years ago, we spent the day at High Meadows, many of us outside regardless of the pouring rain. I, for one, played laser tag for 2 hours straight because there was no line and ended the day covered in mud and soaked to the bone. Others played volleyball through the storm or swam because they were already drenched, so they might as well. 5 years ago, we left TE, whether we were ready or not, this time facing high school, which could have been a labyrinth when you considered how lost we were in the school. 4 years ago, we held our own World Summit in the cafeteria and did what we could to solve the world's problems in the science fair. 3 years ago, some of us started taking AP courses, setting ourselves up for 3 years of unreasonable workloads and excessive stress. We challenged ourselves to learn more in high school so we would be better prepared for when we started college and perhaps skip some general education requirements. For me, this means never having to take a history course again, and I am very thankful for that. Sorry, Mr. Frank. 2 years ago, we contributed to our community and learned what it meant to be a citizen through We the People or Project Citizen. We all got dressed up, went to prom, and danced the night away. 10 months ago, we started senior year, our last year at South Windsor High School. We completed a capstone project, worked on a thesis much longer than any of us would have liked, and took exams for the last time. We had some fun times too, driving around completing tasks, shooting people with water guns, and collecting doorstops. We fielded a powder puff team, played in our last sports game as Bobcats, and attended our last pep rally. We went to our last musical, our last play, and our last Pops concert as students. We spent outing at Holiday Hill, eating food, canoeing, playing various sports, swimming, getting airbrush tattoos, and hanging out with our friends, only to be mysteriously sick the next day. Now, here we are, about to walk across the stage and graduate. We have 13 years of memories to take with us on our journey, and whether we are ready or not, it is time for us to move on. Some of us are going into the armed forces, others into trade schools, some will begin working, and others will start college. I will have 13 years of schooling at South Windsor High School to look back upon fondly as I start my time at Stony Brook University next fall. But in this moment, I can't help but be glad it's over, because 13 years is a really long time, and I, for one, have a lot of sleep to catch up on. I would like to end this speech by thanking the parents and guardians of our class. We would not be here without your love and support. Thank you for all of the years you've given us car rides, taken care of us when we're sick, cooked us meals, and everything else you do. To the teachers we've had throughout the years, thank you for believing in us and helping us grow as learners and people. And in the end, we must thank everyone graduating with us, for they have all changed our lives, no matter how large or small their impact. So thank you to my amazing parents, Brenda and Neil Leibowitz, for always encouraging me to be the best that I can be. Thank you to the teachers I love, Mr. Beck, Ms. Belville, Ms. Walker, Ms. Kalis, and Ms. Powell, to name a few. And thank you to my amazing friends, of which there are too many to name. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Hannah. At this time, I invite Andrew Kuckel to the podium.
When I first met with Kayla Karamang last week to congratulate her on being selected to read her poem, I was greeted by a positive, energetic, and humble student. Kayla will be attending Western New England University in the fall. She will be majoring in neuroscience and hopes to one day work for the FBI as a behavioral analyst. I asked Kayla, when did you decide on this career path? Her response? After taking AP Psychology. This class had a profound impact on Kayla. It opened her eyes to the human mind and all its complexities. Kayla has a passion for the fine arts. She loves theater, which is evident when you see her transcript. Member of Sound Factory her sophomore year, treble choir her junior year, and choral spectrum her senior year. In her spare time, she loves writing poetry and painting. Her love of painting has led her to a cottage industry of sorts. Friends and family commission paintings from Kayla on a regular basis. I asked if she could paint me a beautiful landscape of the beach with the waves crashing upon the beach. Her response, with a big smile, "I'm not that good at painting waves." Not the best sales pitch, Kayla, but that's okay, you'll get better. Kayla is a reflective individual who is excited and eager for her next challenge in life. In my conversations with Kayla, she was quick to point out that most students do not realize the impact of teachers on their lives. For 13 years, Kayla has been strongly influenced by her teachers, each leaving an indelible impression on Kayla. Her eyes lit up as she reminisced about her third grade teacher, Mrs. Zapla. She loved crayons, and to this day, every time Kayla sees a box of crayons in a store, she thinks of her third grade teacher and the warm memories of being in her classroom. She also buys crayons when she sees them, all the time. So if anyone ever needs some crayons, go to Kayla. Kayla has been inspired by countless teachers in South Windsor. However, what she does not realize is how she has been an inspiration to those same teachers with her passion and love for life. Ladies and gentlemen, class poet, Kayla Karamang.
Thank you, Mr. Cuckle. Rest, warrior, and breathe. Here you are, soldier, sitting before a stage, and finally the focus is on you. Maroon and gold, the colors of royalty, have never looked so good. You peer into the darkness, the outlines of faces barely apparent in the shuffling and sniffling crowd, and you realize how quickly this building will empty. How many hugs and goodbyes you've pushed out of sight, out of mind. How adulthood has grasped you in her swift hands and welcomed you to a place so unfamiliar. You remember the mornings you were up before the sun, and the nights you stayed up long enough to see her again, peeking from behind houses and trees. You remember the words you wrote for your teachers, the smiles you wore for your friends, and the work you did for yourself. You've bottled your doubts in glass jars that you keep in your book bag to remind yourself that you've already conquered the beast. All you have left to do is thank yourself for it. This is the moment, just before the gate drops and you hold your own life in the spaces between your fingers, familiar and daunting. The moment life hands you your sword, the moment you look fate in her secretive eyes and dare her to bring her worst. But rest, warrior, and breathe. Your quest is far from over. For now, hold every shining moment like your mother holds her pearls. The rooms you've roamed so many times will hollow and decay, but you have learned to leave the ruins behind. For here you stand, ready to lead your army of open heart and open mind, to be welcomed by the stars, shining and bright and finally within your reach. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla. And at this time, please welcome Melissa Morgan Hostetler to the podium.
Anyone who watches sports on TV knows that we're living in a day and age when pounding one's chest in victory, gloating, and calling attention to oneself has become the norm. In contrast, sitting down with Carter Cobb to talk about his being named valedictorian was refreshing. After all, humility and modesty are somewhat hard to come by these days. I mean, I was jumping out of my own skin. Congratulations, can you believe it? Were you so surprised? Did you really think you'd get it? And Carter just shrugged and smiled. I pressed. I mean, this is amazing, Carter. Tell me, when did you get laser focused? When did it happen? When did you become determined? Carter's quiet reply was, well, it wasn't a conscious thing to get valedictorian. I guess I just always strived to do well. And do well is exactly what Carter does really well. He has taken 11 AP courses. He's a National Merit Scholarship winner. The list of academic accomplishments is impressive, and I could go on and on. But perhaps the more important thing to know, how did Carter become so successful in the classroom? It's quite simple, really. Carter loves to learn. For as long as he can remember, he's been obsessed with numbers. He fondly remembers 5th grade at PRS because it was the first time he remembers feeling a certain freedom, a freedom to truly explore academic interests and curiosities. And then at TE, he was excited to be challenged academically, especially as a participant in Math Counts. He loved going to competitions and being given the opportunity to push his thinking and solve different complicated math problems. High school was when Carter started to become more aware of the world around him. His perspective broadened, and with that came a keen interest in political and social issues, philosophy, ethics. He says he often thinks about how to make the world a better place and will frequently discuss education with his friends, tossing around ideas as to how to improve it. This past year, Carter worked as a tutor at Mathnasium. The experience has had quite an impact. What he likes most is having to put himself in someone else's shoes to try to understand how they perceive and tackle complicated math problems. Sure, when he was really little, he dreamt of becoming a ride engineer at Disney World, but tutoring has led him to believe that he might want to pursue a career as a teacher or a professor. Knowing Carter, it's not surprising that he would feel compelled to help and positively impact others. After all, Carter's parents have been very supportive of all of his endeavors, something Carter appreciates deeply. His mother, Rebecca, instilled in him a love of reading. His father, Chris, got him hooked on sports as a kid. He has a great relationship with his sister, Lauren, who is just as academically driven as he is, but not nearly as much of a procrastinator. Carter's family gets a little frustrated when he breaks out Dad's old guitar because the sound of music means that Carter's stalling yet again. Another of Carter's passions is running. He appreciates the mutual respect runners seem to have, and he believes he is much more disciplined as a student when he is in season. Carter is thrilled to continue running this fall for the club team at Brown University. But perhaps most exciting about Brown University this fall is its open curriculum, absolutely perfect for inquisitive Carter. He will have the freedom to explore topics and take whatever courses he wants. The options are limitless, and so is Carter's potential. I have no doubt he will do well, because doing well is what Carter does really well. Okay, maybe he'll play that guitar and procrastinate a little, but one thing is for sure. He will be modest and humble in his success, and he definitely won't be that guy pounding his chest. Please welcome to the podium your valedictorian, Carter Cobb.
Good morning. Don't worry, I know it's not morning. That was a joke. Okay, now that we've gotten my weird sense of humor out of the way, I'm going to tell you all a little story that happened to me just recently. And for me, it's kind of scary to talk about myself, but here goes anyway. So a couple weekends ago, I was working on my thesis paper. And we'd had this project for about 2 months, and at this point it was due in 2 days, and I barely started it. So here I was, frantically working on this paper, and for our class, part of the requirement was doing some sort of field research, so something like an interview or a survey. And I was torn because on the one hand, I could do a survey, but quite honestly, there was nothing that I wanted to survey people about. Then the other option, the thing I really wanted to do, was to contact this semi-famous guy to see if I could interview him. And this semi-famous guy's name is Ian Mackay. And Ian is an old punk rock musician who's known for his incredible personal ethics, and for having a huge artistic and social influence on the world of underground music. And he's one of my personal heroes, and he tied into my thesis topic. So the idea of trying to contact him was really interesting to me, but also really terrifying. And I spent the whole day waffling about whether I was going to email this guy or just do a silly survey. And by the end of the day, I said to myself, you know, I'll feel pretty lame if I don't at least give contacting this guy a shot. And so that night, I spent way more time than I had to spare crafting this perfect email to my hero, Ian Mackay. And when I was done and I sent it, all I could think was, you know, this is crazy. Why did I just do this? And I told my sister that I had emailed this semi-famous guy. And she told me, well, if this guy's any kind of famous, there's no way he's getting back to you tomorrow before your paper's due. And she was completely right. I ended up having to do a silly survey anyway. But then later in the week, Ian got back to me, and he said he'd be happy to answer my questions on the phone. And again, I found myself at this crossroads. On the one hand, I thought, my thesis is already done, and talking on the phone is terrifying, so why should I do this? But on the other hand, I thought, well, this guy, this hero of mine, actually took the time to respond to me, this random kid, and what, I'm just going to say, nope, not interested anymore? And I remembered something that Ian said in this talk he once gave. He said, when something scares you, go towards it. You're about to learn something. And so in the end, I decided to take him up on his offer. I emailed him back, and I said, sure, let's talk on the phone. And we did. Last Friday, I interviewed my hero, Ian Mackay, and that's absolutely crazy to me. And maybe it seems silly, but that's one of the craziest things I've ever done. And now right here, this is one of the craziest things I've ever done too, standing up here as a kid who hates talking about himself and giving a weird personal anecdote to a crowd full of people. And really, I think that's what I want to talk about here. I want to talk about craziness, about doing things that are crazy to you and being crazy about things. Take my friend Thomas, for example. When it comes to math education, Thomas is pretty crazy in the best possible way. Like, he gets pretty fired up about any sort of poorly designed worksheet or poorly designed curriculum. And I know he spent a ton of time just learning and thinking about all the things he would want to change in the classroom. And I remember this one thing he said a while back. I guess we must have been talking about the future. And he said this. He said, I'm going to be everything. He said, first I'm going to be a math teacher, then I'm going to be a math department head, then I'm going to be a principal or a superintendent, and then I'm going to be the U.S. Secretary of Education. And you know, it was a little bit of a joke maybe, but at the same time, I think that's such a great mindset to have. I mean, if you're crazy enough to think you can become the Secretary of Education, then maybe that makes you the type of person who actually can become the Secretary of Education. Or at least the type of person who will do great things in some way. So I guess the challenge I'll offer for us all is to practice a little constructive craziness, to do scary things, and to go after everything with a wonderfully absurd spirit. And it can really be anything, whether you're playing music, playing a sport, studying, volunteering, or working at Burger King. Whatever you're doing, just try to inject a little craziness into it. And this challenge is definitely a challenge to myself as well. I'm a shy person, and over the years, I feel like a lot of the time I've kind of let my social fears get in my way. But this right now, at the end of high school, this is a crazy time. This is the most free we've ever been, and I think we're more capable than we realize of doing real, good, crazy things. So whether you're going to college, preparing to enter the military, joining the workforce, or anything else, I want you to keep a little piece of foolish idealism with you forever. And before I go, I just want to thank some people. First, our teachers for being crazy enough to come to school and put up with us every day. My friends for all the late night group chat discussions over the years and just being a constant source of kindness and inspiration. My grandparents for teaching me and taking care of me and always supporting me. My sister for being a friend and the best sibling I could ever ask for. And lastly, and most importantly, my parents for giving me a love of learning, for keeping my procrastination in check, and so many other things. They're the reason I'm here, and I know I don't say it enough to you guys, but I'm incredibly lucky to have you, and I love you. All right, I'm done with my rambling, so thank you all, and to my fellow classmates, good luck, have fun, and stay crazy. Thank you.
Great job, Carter. Thomas, where are you? The way jobs turn over in Washington right now, you might want to email about the Secretary of Education right now. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I once again invite the senior chorus up on stage. Everybody ready? It's showtime. Dr. Carter, I hereby certify that the students seated before you this evening have met the graduation requirements set forth by the South Windsor Board of Education. This is the senior class of 2018. I now invite Grand Marshal Jamie Giaconetta to come up and begin reading the list of graduates.
Carter Cobb. Hannah Grace Leibowitz. Kayla Brianna Kuramang. Andrew Bo Sago. Kavitha Rose Francis. Marla Jin Mativier. Noah Stewart Frank. Jenna Abruzes. Hannah Elizabeth Abernethy. Yasmin Alami. Shannon Nicole Anthony. Jordan Marie Archer. Benjamin Paul Armstrong. Stephanie Asanza. Vincent Atanisi. Asli Musa Awala. Christopher Angel Ayala. Hassan Mo Azim. Sydney Elizabeth Baker. Tiana Pamela Lee Barnes. Brandon Frederick Barzola. Isaac Matthew Bates. Sophia Ray Beeland. Antonia Nicole Bell. Patrick Bell. Samantha Madison Bissett. Olivia Bestoff. Austin Richard Bond. Abigail Lynn Borden. Tyler Branscombe. Amanda Brault. Cassandra Marie Brzezowski. Eugenia Toya Bryan. Zerez Bukhari. Darlene Ama Berkson. Ryan Michael Burdick. Elliot Alex Bushman. Corey Constance Callahan. Andrew Eugene Capicella. Patrick James Carey. Brianna Hannah Marie Carilli. Molly Diane Carroll. Harold Augusto Carvajal. Michael Edward Chasen. Matthew Andrew Chambers. Taylor Jordan Shavs. Sonali Malay Choksi. Benjamin Shi-Young Chan. Cassandra Lynn Chautka. Nora Shriha. Amir Joshua Clado Day. Megan Jo Cloutier. Catherine Stanton Cole. Carly Marie Colton. Sarah Arlene Cooney. Anna Catherine Cotton. Rachel Marie Coulter. Griffin David Cox. Jacob William Crawford. Chad Paul Croxford. Lauren Grace Krusha. Kyle William Cunningham. Sophie Elise Zappla. Michael Gregory DaCosta. Caitlin Marie Daly. Marissa Lynn Daniolis. Kobe A. Davis. Caroline de Oliveira. Austin Michael DeLillo. Brittany Nicole Diaz. Annabelle Rose Dickstein. Chelsea Lucia DeMauro. Cameron Michael Dobler. Brittany Sarah Dobson. Georgia Kristen Dombrowski. Jacob Robert Donald. Isabella dos Reyes. Matthew Thomas Dowdy. Gavin Thomas Duff. Adam Joseph Zen. Kayla Elke. Sydney Elke. Brendan William Elliott. Isabel Ann Erickson. Rena Ezedine. Camille Krishy Fabricki. Christian Carlos Famigletti. Coriana Angeli Farinella. Katie Ann Farrell. Tamara Farrell. Sean Michael Fearon. Bryce Fido. Olivia Margaret Fireisen. Jaylene Sophia Farabello. Giovanni Orlando Ferrier. Ashley Jean Fife. Austin Patrick Fletcher. Danielle Rose Gagan. Nicholas Joseph Galasso. Milena Anna Gallo. Erin Elizabeth Galvin. Lippy Nehal Gandhi. Peyton Ali Garcia. Emily Maria Garofalo. Patricia Lynn Garrick. Connor James Garrity. Ashley Gill. Ashley Marie Glanz. Jeremy Charles Glick. Braden Paul Goodale. Thomas Alfred Goolsby. Michael James Gore. Justin Goff. Sarika Govani. Noah Grade. Madison Deborah Graham. Michael Robert Green. Rachel Lynn Greenman. Zachary Thomas Griner. Brian Matthew Griswold. Nathan John Grivers. Aiden Scott Garrett. Bhavana Gunda. Jaden Tyler Haddock. Zain El Abedin Hamadi. Destiny Hankard. Quinn Robert Hannigan. Evan Hapkowitz. May Ruth Harding. Jade Alexia Hardrick. Julie Ann Harper. Cedric Zakaria Hasubi. Janila Corinne Hales. Rachel Angela Helmke. Michael William Hill. Dylan Michael Hodge. Trevor Eric Hoffman. Justin Reed Hollis. Daniel Edward Holmes. Dean Henry Hu. Wayne Huang. Christopher Lawrence Humphrey. Caitlin Renee Hunter. Maxwell Michael Icavelli. Julian Alexis Ebez. Gabrielle Emma Inkle. Hira Javed. Humair Javed. Christiana Nicole Jones. Dylan James Jones. Jaden Karan Jordan. Natalie Ann Kazmarek. Jacob Morgan Cam. Sarah Jessica Karasik. Rebecca Elizabeth Katz. Madison Ann Katzbeck. Errol Edward Kelly, Jr. Raffle Campisti. Matthew Kiernan Kennedy. Taylor Nicole Kearse. Amara Ramiza Khaled. Yusra Irfan Khan. Zina Khan. Talia Kawaja. Charles Douglas King III. Nicholas James Kinsella. Kelly Alicia Kozan. Matthew John Kozan. Daniel Joseph Kruzik. Claire Bernice Labby. Alyssa Maria Lacey. Ryan James Legassi. Ryan Lai. Keandre Raekwon Lapmer. Michael Lehane. Lauren Lemieux. Eva Lewis. Kevin Liu. Nicholas Armando Lopes. Charles Eugene Lowe. Emma Russie Luxembourg. Brendan Paul Mabey. Jeremiah J. Mack. Kelsey Neri Madalena. Zachary James Mahan. Nathan Foster Main. Mariana Rose Makos. Sai Kirthi Manasani. Andrew Paul Manfredi. Catherine Jane Marciso. Seth Alec Marks. Mackenzie Chantel Marquis. Alyssa Jean Martin. Zachary Thomas Martin. Flory Martini. Jenna Nicole Marzella. Cameron McNeely. Kendall McNeely. Diokelvin Mejia Almonte. Sachin Vijay Menon. Ryan Flynn Micheletti. Geneva Mills. Hannah Elizabeth Mitchell. Justin Paul Mitchell. Kelly Taylor Mooney. Christopher Leonard Morse. Natalia Anna Mazzucato. Mary Mucciolari. Basila Munir. Sarah Grace Muchek. Emily Nadeau. Nicholas Joseph Naughton. Jason Newin. James William Nemec. William John Nowak. Roy Nunez. Nathan Scott Nye. Mark Anthony O'Gorman. Christopher Alexander Olmeda. Victoria Taylor Dillon Orduz. Oluwafemi Orasimolu. Tyler Evan Osit. Victoria Kelly Ostrowski. Parker Lewis Pasiconis. Ariana Pagani. Mitchell Ryan Party. Ayushi Amish Patel. Karan Patel. Taylor Paven. Emily Perro. Zachary Richard. Matthew Gerard Pelletier. Natalie Lynn Pelletier. Owen Scott Pelletier. Robert Pierce Pelletier. Matthew Sylvester Perez. Diego Pichet. Sarah Elizabeth Pierce. Christopher Justin Pyle. Benjamin Joseph Plazik. Cameron Eric Plord. Sarah Elizabeth Poinelli. James Garrett Poolman. Skylar Lena Pruneau. Brandon Theodore Polford. Lauren Elizabeth Rankin. Benjamin Richard Rapp. Jason Patrick Ray. Jackson Edward Reed. Olivia Abigail Riley. Christopher James Rempel. Cameron Nicole Reyes. Eric Brandon Ribeiro. Caitlin Nicole Roberts. Alex Marconi Rodriguez. Abigail Marie Rude. Stephen Patrick Rosenbaum. Demi Megan Roy. Colin Kevin Ryan. Ankit Saini. Matthew Allen Sanchez. Kelly Jean Dand. Mallory Rose Sander. Elena Lauren Sanderson. Avon Sapawadia. Joy C. Sarker. Danielle Christina Sarah. Elizabeth Catherine Savage. John Henry Savola. Benjamin Thomas Saxon. Bennett Owen Saylor. Jacob Devesey Schwab. Zachary Devesey Schwab. Emma Shimoni. Pyle Prashant Shaw. Syra Sheikh. Allison Rose Sheldon. Amani Yassine Sharif. Kevin Alexander Silva. Matthew Ryan Sevo. Kay Slater. Andrew Jacob Smith. Lorraine Mariah Smith. Kiwan Hassan Smoot. Daniel Nicholas Salima. Caitlin Marie Soul. William James Sparks. Vishnu Srinivasan. Luke Xavier Saint Amand. Madeline Jane St. Laurent. Cameron Michael Steele. Zoe Nicole Stevens. James Frederick Stoker. Jenna Ashley Stoker. Thomas Albert Strelecki. Brogan Ryan Sullivan. Nicholas David Sullivan. Brandon Yu Man Z. James Edward Tamburo. Hannah Lynn Thomas. Shijo Joseph Thomas. Zoe Tomkunis. Lena Tran. Melissa Carey Tremblay. Logan Christopher Tominski. Alexander Souza Valente. Jonathan Daniel Van Horn. Rachel Erin Violet. Andy Vu. Michael Russell Waldy. Shazine Rochelle Wedderburn. Nathan Raymond Wetherell. Grace Ann Whitlock. Hathar Wiggs. Robert Min Lou Williams. Patrick Jaquan Wilson. Jerison Yanez Salazar. Ling Yang. Nikitha Yelukati. Eugenia Yi. Anthony Zano.
So first of all, before we continue, how about a round of applause for Mr. Giaconetta? Nice job on the names. I would also be remiss if I did not recognize one senior, Connor Kapisak, who is unable to join us tonight because he's already started classes at the University of Iowa. Congratulations to Connor. Congratulations, seniors. At this time, I would ask the class officers to stand in front of the stage. Andrew Sago, Kavitha Francis, Noah Frank, and Marla Metavier, who will lead you in the turning of the tassel. Congratulations, you are now alumni of South Windsor High School. Okay, a couple of housekeeping items. Unlike last year, the weather is good. So I ask that all of the members of the audience please stay seated and allow the graduates to exit. They will then line the sidewalk outside of Symphony Hall where we will have our cap toss and photograph. At this time, the class of 2018 shall stand, form a processional, and exit the auditorium. Congratulations, seniors.